these experiences, life and death and everything in between, and the highs and the lows and the happiness and excitement and sadness, came from that one little eruption. Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my room. Hope everyone... I need to stop scratching my face because it's something that I do all the time, and I just need to get better, I guess. Anyway, welcome back. Hope everyone is doing well. Today I thought I would talk about my places I've been, places I've visited, the travels I've been on, and yeah, let me know down below where's the best place you guys have visited, or where, if you haven't visited anywhere, where's the place that you would like to go. This channel is, for me, about becoming a better communicator, becoming a better version of me. And you know, if you're on that journey, or if you're on a similar journey, yeah, consider subscribing and following along for this video, or not for this video, for my journey. And let's enjoy and follow each other's journeys together. Also, if you want to, and if you do, then give it a like. But yeah, so I am from South Africa initially, and I don't know if you could tell based on my accent, I am a South African boy. So, get started. I am from South Africa. I haven't traveled much, but I don't live in South Africa anymore. I actually now live in Bournemouth in the UK on the south coast. And what a beautiful place to live. We've actually had such good weather. Even now, the sun is shining. It's still early in the morning, Friday morning, and might even go spend a bit of time on the beach then. I'm actually picking up a tan. I never thought I would get a tan in England, you know, rainy England, which it's not all the time anyway. We do get a fair amount of rain, I won't lie, but it's not like that's all we get. Anyway, back to the point of this video. I've not traveled much. I've traveled to... First place I traveled to was with my dad, my mom, and my brother. It was sunny Mauritius. What a beautiful country. Yeah, we stayed sort of close to a city called Grand Bai, which is on the northwest, if I'm not mistaken, of Mauritius. We actually stayed, when we went there, we stayed in a hotel called Coralia Montchoisy. And that was where we stayed twice. I've been to Mauritius twice. And I've been to the UK once. But anyway, Mauritius, the first time I went was with family. My mom... We actually went with my dad for work. He had to spend about a week working, and then he was with us for a week. So, in that time when he was working, we were kind of just chilling around the hotel, played a shitload of table tennis, and my mom just kind of chilled around and read, and we spent time on the resort beach, and we ate a lot of amazing food. Oh my god, the food. Grilled mackerel with lemon butter is probably still, even now, even though that was more than it's like half my lifetime ago, was the most incredible fish I've ever eaten in my life, that grilled mackerel. I don't know if it was the setting where we were sitting, we had the sea. I think it was just my brother and I, if I'm not mistaken. But it was unbelievable, incredible. Grilled mackerel with like a lemon butter sauce. Yeah, would recommend. 11 out of 10. But we, yeah, as I said, at the hotel, played like volleyball and just chilled around, swam in the pool, swam in the sea. You gotta kind of wear these beach shoes because The rocks are so sharp because it's made from, volcanic rock. Is incredibly sharp and it can cut your feet. But not only that, also things like sea urchins and stuff. You don't want to go standing on a sea urchin. It's gonna queue up. Without saying the word. Smooth sandy beaches, beautiful. So there was one thing that we noticed when we were swimming in the sea. It's kind of like, because it's salt water and it's all natural. It's like rough. It's more rough. But then when you jump into the hotel pool, it's like incredibly soft water. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's sort of, I don't know, it's kind of like jumping into a cashmere blanket or something like that. It's just incredibly soft on your skin and you can actually feel the differences. I think the only reason you can feel the difference really is because you've gone from this harsh water to this super soft, fresh water. Well, it's not fresh water, but it's not salty, and it's just soft, man. It's just soft. So when my dad came back from work, or not when he came back from work, but when he was done with that first week of work, we decided that we're going to start doing things, because that first week was just a kind of chilled week, which was fine. It was good to have a bit of chill. And then even when my dad came back, every other day, we'd chill about the hotel a bit. So it's not like we did a crazy amount of stuff, but one of the first things I can really remember is that we went parasailing, which was quite a unique experience and not something I would do, 100 times or anything like that. But how it worked was the boat came and picked us up at the hotel, which was quite cool because it was kind of like a water taxi, Picked us up, took us out past the reef, so we were sort of in the deep water section, and you're on like a rope with a winch, and you have like a parachute attached to you. So you go up. I don't know how high it was. It seemed very high at the time. It seemed 100 meters, although I know it wasn't 100 meters, but it was maybe like 20, 30 meters maybe. I'm being a little bit, or maybe I'm over exaggerating a slight bit, I'm not sure. But although the experience itself is not too thrilling really, the views are unbelievable. You get to see the island from a completely different perspective, and you really get to appreciate it from up there, just all the colors and how vibrant and beautiful it is. It's just such a dynamic place, You've seen pictures of Mauritius and you think it's got to be Photoshop, but in all honesty, when you're walking around even on the beach and you just look up and you're just like, oh my god, this is unbelievable. How is this even real? It just seems like something that was made in a game or something, made to look as beautiful as possible. Really appreciate it. Yeah, but after the parasailing, we explored the island a bit. We drove around. We got a driver that kind of took us to all these places, big temples or big like statues of Shiva and stuff like that. And the one cool thing was that we went to a boat factory as well. Not a boat factory really, it was like a mini boat factory. They made tiny little, incredibly detailed boats. And the first time we went, we really wanted one, but we never got one. And years later when we went back to Mauritius with my dad, he got one and he was super happy. He's still got it now, and it's just beautiful. The amount of detail that's in it. It's just down to the little cannons and the steering wheel and all the ropes and all the fittings on the ship and the sails and stuff. It's just incredibly beautiful. I love that workmanship, that craftsmanship that they put into it. It's really cool. One of the other things that we saw was what made Mauritius in the first place, which was like a crater, which was an old volcano, which is no longer active, but it's kind of just a crater where nothing grows. It's a hole, a dusty hole that it kind of just makes you realize just from that one eruption, you know, all this life came about, and all these experiences, life and death and everything in between, and the highs and the lows and the happiness and excitement and sadness came from that one little eruption. Not a little eruption, it was quite big. You know, it's quite magical that a big landmass like Mauritius can come from just an exploding mountain, really, you know. But we spent a good 2 weeks on the hotel, and we're very sad to leave. I think my mom and dad did end up going back to Mauritius at one stage, but my brother and I didn't, and unfortunately, until my mom passed away. And you know, Mauritius was her, I think they must have gone there like 3 or 4 times. Mauritius was her heaven on earth. So you know, that's where she wanted to be left, you know, once she left life, once life left her. And we went back. It was myself, my brother, my dad, my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, and my brother's girlfriend at the time, and her family as well. They were all there. And we went to this place called Ilok Surfs. I'm sure you guys will know it. If you don't, you can Google it. And we had a beautiful little small family ceremony and scattered my mom's ashes there. I think it's completely illegal, by the way, but I'm not sure. But I mean, I'm sure she's all over the world by now, you know, currents taking her here and there. And it was quite a beautiful thing. And that's what she would have wanted. But that trip was also very special. That's the time when my dad came back with his ship. And yeah, we really loved it. We didn't really do too much different. I went on a tandem skydive. No, skydive? No, I haven't skydived yet. It is on the plans. I do want to eventually do that. Terrified, but I want to do it. I want to skydive, I want to bungee jump and all that as well. But we went on a tandem parasail. Always get the two confused. But this time it was inside the reef, and this was actually Ilok Surf side as well. And we missed the platform when we came back. We actually came back and dipped our feet in the sea. But I mean, it's just incredible. And I can't believe I forgot about this. We actually went on a day cruise out to 2 islands. You sort of take a catamaran out, you lie in the net in front of the catamaran, and the sea hits you when you go in the waves, and there's just flying fish flying around. It doesn't seem real, you know. Talking about it now, I'm like, what an experience. And this is what life is about, you know, these experiences. So we went out to it's called Gabriel Island and Flat Island, and you sort of dock in between those 2 islands, and there's an incredible current that sort of flows in between them. But you chill there, you make like a fish barbecue, I think you'd call it here. And we ate some tuna, and the guy played some guitar. We sang some songs, spent some time in the sun, swam in the sea, snorkeled a little bit, just explored the islands, and it's just magical. You just chill. We did like a little social chatting and chilling, just floating around in the water, like just off one of the islands, where the water was very calm, and you're just in this hot sun in the water. There's no place you'd rather be in this world, to be honest. As long as you got some good people around you, that's all you need. And we definitely did. Well, I definitely did. But I mean, apart from my 2 Mauritius trips, we went to the UK. My wife and I traveled to the UK, and that's a completely different holiday, you know. That's spending a lot of time inside. We were here for Christmas, which was great as well. We came and we spent time with my fiance at the time, current wife, with her family. We spent a lot of time in London as well. It didn't snow, unfortunately, when we holiday here, but we had a beautiful Christmas, winter wonderland in London. Spent far too much money. Went up to Manchester and went to go watch my team, Man United. I know I'll get a lot of points from a lot of you, but I'll also lose a lot of points from a lot of you, but I'm willing to take it. It's fine. We can have a conversation about it. Just let me know. Catch me outside. And that was kind of like a trial holiday, really, to see if the UK was somewhere that we would possibly want to visit, or not visit again in the future, but move to in the future. And here we are, living in the UK. I'm going to London next week. You know, it's quite magical to be here now. But I mean, that's the traveling I've done, and I've got a lot more to do. I want to experience a lot more of like America. I want to go to Europe. I want to spend time in Asia. I want to go to South America, Australia. I want to spend a little bit more I still want to spend time in South Africa. I've got all my family and stuff there. I'm going to South Africa in a couple months. In August, I'll be there. I still want to carry on doing these videos when I'm there as well, by the way. I want to try and do these every day. And I know this one's dragging on a little bit, but I'm just about done. When I say just about done, I am done. Just a little bit of an outro quickly. Let me know, guys, you know, some of the places you've visited, or some of the places that you want to visit, that's on your bucket list, you know. Maybe I can get some ideas of places to visit and things to experience. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tolerating me for this time, and thank you. I love you. Goodbye.